This is the plaintiff, Richard Borges Jr. He says he designed 4 logo billboards for the defendant. The guy used them without paying him, and he's here seeking every penny of the $100 he's owed for his good work. This is the defendant, Anthony Lewis. He says he tried to help the guy, but his designs were not up to par, to say the least. The plaintiff has been harassing him mercilessly, and he hopes the judge will put an end to this nonsense once and for all. He's accused of piracy.
All parties, please raise your right hands. People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Leon is now presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. All right, Mr. Borges, you are suing Mr. Lewis and No More Error Films for $100 that you were promised in order to do some graphic work for him. What happened?
So he reached out to me the first time because he needed a beat. And I sent him the beat, and he paid for it $40.
Tell me what a beat is. Tell me what a beat is. I know what a beat is, but tell me what a beat is.
An instrumental I made in a digital audio workstation.
And then he wanted it, and he bought it from you for $40, and...
Yes. Then he reached out to me again and asked me for billboard designs that he was going to put around Atlanta. And so I made the 4 billboard designs. I sent it to him. He used it in a music video without paying for them. And I sent him a PayPal invoice on December 4th.
Okay.
And he hasn't paid them.
All right, but hold on. So what you sent him was what? The full resolution pictures? Or you sent it to him for approval?
I sent it to him for approval in low resolution.
Okay, and then did he approve them?
Yeah.
How did he approve them? By text?
Yeah, by text. He would say, I like them, or take this out, put this in.
All right, so when you take something out, he gave you instructions. Did you do whatever was in the instructions?
Yeah, I did everything.
Okay, and then you do his corrections. You send it to him again then with the corrections?
Yeah.
And you're waiting for him to approve it, I guess, so he pays you, because he hasn't paid you. He's paid you $0 at that point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you got to collect some money up front. And so he's paid you $0, and you send him in low resolution, and he does what with it?
He takes them and then uses it in a music video and doesn't pay.
But how does he use them in a music video? Like, I don't understand. Are they on a billboard, or they're not on a billboard?
Yeah, they're on a billboard.
And then what happens? You get the music video he sends you, and what do you say to him?
I told him to pay me the PayPal invoice, and he said he would do it, and he just didn't do it. And I kept telling him every couple of weeks to pay me. He just didn't.
What's the problem, Mr. Lewis?
Yes, how you doing? Basically, I met him through a mutual party. A friend of ours, I purchased a beat from him starting out. Then I reached out to him to get billboard designs. The only reason why I did not pay for the billboard designs, because it really wasn't to my liking, but I did respect his hustle. I did respect his grind. That's why I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put him on the billboards and use his beat on top of the video for the billboards to give him that promotion. But it just wasn't all the way to my liking, and I didn't want to discourage him.
Well, you know what's not to Mr. Borges' liking? A big-time, big-shot CEO who can't pay a 17-year-old kid the $100 he told him he would pay him, particularly when you just admitted to me that you put them on a billboard. So I guess they weren't that much not to your liking, since you liked him enough to use them exactly for what you hired him for. So why shouldn't you have to pay him the $100?
Welcome back to the People's Court. I'm Harvey Levin. The plaintiff says he designed 4 logos for the defendant, and the guy ended up stealing them, essentially using them without paying. But the defendant says the plaintiff's designs were not good enough to use to promote his brand, so he owes nothing. Let's go back into the courtroom.
It wasn't to my liking, but that was just a practice one. We actually going to do even more billboards and bigger billboards around the city.
I don't think you are. If you don't pay people what you owe them when they work for you, I don't think you're going to do jack.
Well, that's your opinion, man.
That's my opinion, but I got to tell you, there's only one opinion that counts in this courtroom. And you think it's going to be yours, that you decide to hire a guy for $100 measly bucks, not $1 million, not $500,000. But then you tell me, well, I didn't pay him because it wasn't to my liking. But you're a liar because you used them exactly for what it was intended. You put them on the billboards. That's how much you didn't like them. Plastered them all over the city.
Let me say this. I'm not mad at him for taking me to court for $100. It's $100.
Oh, that's
okay,
so big of you. That's really big of you not to be mad at him that he had to take you to court for $100. Oh, that's funny. Mr. Borges, maybe you are mad at Mr. Lewis for being forced to take him to court for $100. Would that be a fair statement? Yeah.
It's in the entertainment business. I'm a small fish in a big pond.
I'll say.
Yeah, it's your opinion. But I also can say is like, it's a hustle, you know, like.
What does that mean? So it's okay for you to steal?
I'm not saying it's okay for me to steal, but you know, in this industry or whatever.
What'd you promise him $100 for if you didn't intend to pay him ever?
Like really, if he wanted, I could pay him right now.
Pay him right now. Pay him right now and show me the Venmo after you paid him.
All right, that's cool.
No, I'm waiting. No, I want. Did you pay him?
No, I got cash on me right now.
Well, that's nice. That's even worse. He's got cash on him and he won't pay the 17-year-old for the work he did for him. No, Cash App him.
On PayPal, that's where I
do it on PayPal. Go ahead.
Nah, I ain't gonna do that.
That's
you took
right.
me to court. Let's make it a movie. Let's make it a show.
That's right. So, Mr. Borges, what did we learn?
That Anthony's being a clown and he should pay me my $100. I worked hard and he's gonna scam me out of my own money. Like that's
right. And what else have we learned? That maybe we shouldn't hand somebody anything until we've been paid at least part of it. And what else did we learn? That nobody should do business with Mr. Lewis and no more error films because he makes errors on a daily basis. So Mr. Lewis is not someone to do business with because he'll tell you he'll pay you, he won't, and then he'll think it's funny afterwards. Mr. Lewis, you're going to pay him the $100. You're also going to pay him his court costs. He's also going to pay you prejudgment statutory interest in your state of New Jersey on that money. That is my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So the plaintiff is going to get at least $140. Mr. Lewis, this did not make you look too well. You know the big problem for you here? Anybody who sees this is not going to want to work with you until you give them money up front, probably.
Probably
Realize
so,
that?
but all promotion is good promotion. So.
All right, good luck to you. We probably won't ever see you again, you know? That may be the outcome here. All right, Mr. Borges, what have you learned from this? What have you learned?
I learned now to expect, to charge my clients 50% of the commission up front before I do any work. And that way I, get some money and, from there I keep on working and at the end get the full payment.
Good for you. That's advice. Stick to it and you'll do all right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Harvey, what do you think?
So, Doug, the issue here is whether the logos were good enough. The fact that the defendant used them pretty much kills his case when he says they weren't good enough, because if they weren't, why'd he put them up?
I loaned a friend $6,000 for a vehicle purchase in February. Since then, our relationship has ended. The vehicle's in his name, but he hasn't given me anything towards repayment. Oh, and how do I get a promissory note in place?
I never have had a friend shower $6,000 on me. Have you?
No.
Okay.
Certainly not somebody I was dating.
The car is in his name, not yours and his, so that you have collateral.
That's mistake number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you want to know now how to get a promissory note?
Mistake number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the cart before the horse. The promissory note should have come first.
Yeah. That ship has sailed.
Yes.
It's too late.
So if I were you and I had no promissory note, I would try to create some kind of written record as proof that that wasn't a gift.
Right.
Because that's going to be the defense.
She may already have that in a text message.
Maybe she does. And if she doesn't, she better get some now.
Right.
Like just send a friendly text saying, I know, we didn't have a date by which you had to pay, but I really would like you to pay that $6,000.
Be really sweet in the text.
Can we do a payment plan? Do you need a little more time?
Yeah.
So that he says something that shows that it's a loan, because otherwise you're dead when you go to court.
Once it's titled in somebody else's name, it's their property, and that's it. And this is the classic foundation of a girlfriend-boyfriend loan gift scenario, which you have been sorting out quite a bit
for 20 plus 30 years,
right?
Actually. 27, 28 years.
Right. Don't you wish they just wouldn't go there in the first place?
Yeah.
On the front end?